What are the name of the members of the Weasels, man? Who are the Weasels?
The Weasels are me, Cleveland Jones, drummer, Michael, Jay Hanson on bass, 3-piece.
Cool. It's a 3-piece band. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's top, man.
Oh yeah, no, I love them guys. See, if somebody would ask me one day, I'd say Billy Gibbons is my influence, and I guess he is. He is that guy.
Oh yeah, Jesus just left Chicago.
Man, I love that guy.
Blue Jean Blues or whatever it is.
Billy Gibbons is one of the most underrated guitar players. I mean, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't get the credit that he deserves because he is a kick-ass guitar player.
Hey, amen, I agree with you on that.
I mean, you talk about tasty. That dude invented that.
Fucking awesome.
Hey, I got a buddy, Tom Bender. How you doing, boss? He makes guitars, and he also plays wonderful bass, but he makes these guitars, and like he had one with a resonator that he made especially for Billy. He met Billy at the House of Blues, went to Billy's bus afterwards and smoked a lot of stuff. And
it's okay, you can say we're on the internet. This isn't FCC. Go ahead.
Well, my buddy didn't, but everybody. There were 3 people in the band, and they all have buses, and they all have stuff to smoke on their buses. And lots of stuff, and that makes I think, whoa, cool, man. I want to go on the bus. But my buddy went on the bus, hung out with Billy, built that guitar for Billy, which has that. My friend got me a pick that says Billy Gibbons on it.
Nice.
And I think he's using my friend's guitar. And
wow.
But oh man, anybody tell me about Billy Gibbons, I'm down.
Guido, you got anything, man?
I always got something, But
yeah,
anyways,
I know.
you live in Hollywood and stuff. Do you? Is it true? Is it
It is.
chaotic there?
It is
on the
true.
Sunset Strip? Is it
Pardon?
sleazy?
Pardon?
Is Sunset Strip? Is it like sleazy like you see?
No,
it's
no.
disgusting.
Well, you know what? It used to be. In the good old days, it was like when everybody was, whatever. But truly, even though it's still a rocking place, I mean, if you're there at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, you can't even cross the street. There's so many people.
Really?
Oh, man, really?
Oh, God,
Yeah.
it's crazy, But the thing is, they took all the hookers away, cleaned up the streets, and now it's pretty much Disneyland.
I would imagine the best time on the Sunset Strip was the 60s, back when the Doors were there and all that.
I remember Violet telling me a story about.
Hey now.
What was the big hair club band? It wasn't Whiskey a Go Go. There was another big hair club
There
band.
was the Cat House. There was.
I think it was the Cat House, actually. And people get.
The Faster Pussycat.
Gazaris. There was Gazaris. There was the Rainbow Room.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the Cat. She's listening right now. She'll probably fill this in, but
Yeah.
she was telling me that it would not be uncommon to walk in the bathroom if people are fucking right there in the stalls, and
Absolutely.
you have to wait till they get done before you can go in and take a piss.
Well, nobody ever waited. They just went in and did their thing. In other words, you can drive down Sunset Boulevard tomorrow morning, which will be what? Monday, Memorial Day, I guess, and you'll see a dude with a dress on walking next to a guy in a full-blown leather suit who's about 60. And if you look, you're like, cool, what's up? But
That's the
back
same way
in
how
the
it is in
day,
New York City. New York City, it's like the weirdest place on earth, man. And
Really?
it's like one of the most coolest places, but also the scariest places at the same time. Where
it kind of
people
sounds
of all walks of
fun.
life wearing anything. What the hell is that guy wearing a moose horns on his head
Right,
for?
so you get used to it, You're like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, it just becomes part of the culture for you. It's just, that's the crazy leather suit guy,
Yeah. The guy, it's crazy, But, it's just a wild place. It's not as wild as it used to be, so it's not as fun as it used to be, but it's still.
I reckon Jim Morrison was the first, I think, in my opinion, the first rock star.
Yeah, oh no, those guys make it hard to live up to that stuff. It's like,
Right.
I don't know how much dope I can do. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say, but I'm trying. I'm not gonna say that. I would never say that.
So I would imagine the 60s, it was probably happening place.
I guess, I do know in that movie, they were the house band for the whiskey.
Right.
Whiskey a Go Go, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was a pretty big thing. And as I remember in the movie, said there was dirty words about his mom, and
Oh,
they
right,
told
right.
him never
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back. But he's like, who cares? I just played that place. So I've used that line a lot of places when I got kicked out or my band did get kicked out.
Right, I don't need to
You'll
do it
never play
again,
here
right?
again. We don't care. We just played this place, you know.
Well, he was definitely a icon.
Terry, on a technical note, from away from the stories, what kind of guitar do you prefer to play?
Gibson's hands down. Gibson's.
Gibson, playing the blues was always considered to be like a
Strat, yeah.
you know, a strat.
Strat.
But there is Gibson player. I prefer the Gibson SG. I love the Gibson
I
SG.
had one. It's my biggest regret is getting rid of it. I hate that. You know?
It's a great sounding guitar, the SG. But you know, you play Les Paul.
I do. Like I said, I had the SG, which I loved. You could hit like an open G or something, you know, which is like pretty much if you just hit it wide open, and you can go whoa, whoa, whoa. It's kind of flexible. I love that. But I use. In other words, I'm a victim of what I think a lot of people are, which is Eric Clapton was in a band called John Mayall and the Blues
The Blues Breakers. Oh yeah.
But on the back of the album, and he has a Les Paul and a Marshall. And a good friend of mine, when I was in Mississippi, that's where I'm from originally. After graduation, me and my cousin went over, but I walked in and he had a guitar just like the one I have now, and he had a Marshall. And dude, I just thought, God, I just love that sound. You know, I mean, when you're on stage and you got that thing cranked up, because you know you have to crank a Marshall wide open. Problem for sound man. It's kind of like Mongoose, Cobra, you know, guitar player, sound man. But
Okay.
yeah. But that sound, I got to tell you, you're on stage, you're playing a solo, you're totally isolated. You can't hear nothing. You know, it's like you're just on. You know, there's everything just screaming. You can't hear nothing. But you get this. It's probably the place where I'm most comfortable. That guitar is just sustaining like hell. You know.
And you got to play with what makes you feel good. I mean, you can't. It's probably misinformation. You could pick up any guitar, I'm sure, and play it.
Yeah,
can you get the feeling with any guitar?
Well, I used to pride myself on the fact that, you know, you play a lot out here, and they have these things. They have backlines, which is you don't bring nothing but your guitar, and I would go up there and try to, and I couldn't. If you don't have your Marshall, you ain't got your Marshall, you know. But I would go up there with these rectifiers and mess a boogie and make it happen, kind of, you know. But and I did a session the other day with really good friends of mine, and I played one of their tellies, and I was doing a track for them, and so they made the sound really different than what I have. Very clean, very this, very that. Very hard for me to play, because to me, it's as simple as this. Gibsons or Cadillacs. Fenders, although great, are Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. The deal is this. I use guitar straight in one chord with the amp live. I don't like to use pedals and stuff, you know. And that's the deal. It's like you can make a Fender or anything really sound real close with pedals and stuff, you know, the fuzz, all that stuff. And I use them myself, you know. But to me personally, just me, not all those other guys, because you know there are some very good guitarists. Those Taylors, those Paul Reed Smiths.
Oh yeah, Paul Reed Smiths are good guitars.
Oh yeah, they're like, well, I think they were made by the guy who made the original Gibsons. Jim McCarthy helped them out or something. But yeah, to me, I just love it. In other words, Gibson should give me an endorsement and make the Terry Quinn signature model.
My dad had a '72 SG that he sold one year because we needed money for some Christmas or whatever. Which he sold it for like $600, and like a few years later, people were buying them for $3,000-4,000.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, you know, when I was a kid, my mom got me a guitar from a salvage store down south. Does anybody know what that is?
Yeah.
It's a place where like a music store burn up, and everything they could get out of there that has smoke damage and stuff. But I got a Mosrite guitar. I don't know if you're very familiar with it. I of course didn't know what it was, but it was a Mosrite with Johnny Ramone played a Mosrite,
Oh,
and
okay.
uh, but it was a Ventures model, and it was top of the line, and it was just beautiful. It was probably like a Paul Reed Smith now to look at, but it wasn't a Gibson. And so I didn't appreciate it. But then I had a job one time, like working and stuff, at Guitar Center, and I went to have a vintage place in the back, and I went there, and I walked in, and there was, I don't know if it was my guitar, it was just like my guitar, 30 grand.
Wow.
And I just went, yeah.
Well, there's some of those vintage, not the Les Pauls, but the Telecasters.
Yeah.
They're going for like $50,000, $60,000, $100,000.
Oh, I know. And hey, what's them damn 59 Les Pauls go for? Like 100 grand. And see, I have a Tele. I have it's made by my buddy Tone Bender, but it is the Terry Quinn signature model because I have them set up just like I want them,
Oh, that's cool.
Big frets. I got the Billy Gibbons pickup, so props to Billy. And I broke the neck twice. I guess if you bought it from Gibson and it was Terry Quinn signature model, they'd have to break the neck twice just to, But yeah, I just love it. And then I got a Marshall, like an 800 JM something, but it sings. It really does. You use other amps in the studio, but live you really can depend on those things. To me, awesome. And I do love my Tele. It's just if you give me a choice, if I was on a desert island. See, the Les Paul is thicker wood. It'd probably burn for firewood, so I could eat better. So I'd probably take that.
And that's cool. And you got to have your own thing. It's got to be, that is your tool of your trade. You can't, like us two here, if we have, shitty servers and crappy microphones and whatever, we're not going to be good.
Yes.
You got to have your tools got to be what you like,
Yeah, absolutely. In other words, you got enough trouble up on stage with all that stuff going on to have to worry about that. So if you got that down, it makes you a little more comfortable, I guess.
Right.
Hey Terry, if people want to get your tunes, do they go to your website? Or are you on iTunes? What's the best way to download this stuff?
Reverb Nation, just go there. Like I said, I find that we make most of our money touring.
Okay.
If everybody was being very honest about the music they buy, and I of course didn't do that because I would have to say I steal it off the internet. but I wouldn't say that, and I wouldn't recommend that to anybody that maybe likes some Weasels music. I mean, hey.
Well, no, it's not like you're teaching them how to do it, Jerry. Don't worry about it.
Well, Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue once said that, go ahead, steal my music. I make the money from touring anyways.
Exactly.
And he made a good point where, okay, whatever, they do. The only people that make the money from sales is the record company. By the time it gets to the artist, it's been split 72 times.
Right. I think you get. They used to say. I used to hear things like you get 3 cents per CD or something.
Right. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I can
well,
get
the Rolling Stones made on their last album. The Rolling Stones made more. They made 4 times more money on their tour than they did on the album sales.
Absolutely.
That'll tell you something right there.
Right.
Well, have you seen the price of tickets? No wonder they freaking made that much money.
Oh yeah, and
they had to do that because the fact that they're not getting those 3 cents on the album.
Right. Nobody makes records anymore because they're giving them away for free. And, I mean, they just tour and make their money. I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I think I have it set up to where on Reverb Nation you can go there and download anything for free because, it's what, 99 cents. Good deal.
Well, you can download your music through our station through Amazon for 99 cents.
Cool.
So folks, you can go over to our our regular page and go to our site, www.kgfrocks.com, and go to our what is it?
It's called the KGF store.
Cool.
And go in there, and you can music for 99 cents a song.
Cool.
I mean, you know, and how convenient is that? You can also buy concert tickets. So everybody out there wants to go see Terry Quinn and the Weazels. You can pick up tickets for their shows too.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Any goddamn thing you want, because anything that sells on Amazon, you can buy at KGF-Rocks.
Cool.
And so you can buy from CDs to condoms. So,
No, we just had to throw in, you know, we had to throw an ad out there.
Well, let me just say those ads, and plus, if I'd appreciate if you would advertise that on my pages anytime you'd like.
We're gonna plaster Terry Quinn on our page, man. We're gonna make sure that your music is right up on top there, man.
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. You guys got T-shirts and stuff? We'll sell those for you too.
Yeah, actually, we do. We do have pretty much everything, you know.
But
So, yeah.
we will whore free ride out.
Yeah.
You know, any way that
Be
we
your
can.
slut, Terry. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I'll let it fly for you. I mean, as far as your music and as far as your gear is concerned, let us know, man. We're happy to do it for you.
Thank you.
I have no problem with it.
Hey, anything I can do for you guys, please. I'd love it. You know, you guys are great, truly.
We appreciate you coming on tonight, and this has been a blast, man. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do one more song from Terry Quinn and the Weazels, and this one here is going to be a rock and roll guitar player, and we're going to rock it out with Terry Quinn and the Weazels, and we'll be right back with Terry Quinn. Don't go away. This has been a blast. This is kgfrocks.com.
Dirty little